Okay, we're going to start the Inventor Cube tutorial. If you'll look at your folder, open it up to the page that looks like this, where it says Inventor Cube tutorial, and we're going to follow step by step through this. Alright, so helping you guide yourself, so let's get this done in less than 15 if possible. Alright, so create a new Inventor part, standard.ipt. So that means you'll go over to Autodesk Inventor, you'll go to New, and then click standard.ipt under New. So click that. So that's the first step. Once it opens up, you'll get to start the next step. So just read it one at a time. I'll guide you. Okay, so the next one is the second dot says change the unit of measurement. This is how you do it. You click on the Tools tab, Document Settings, and then you select your units. So let's go over and do that now. We'll go to the Tools tab on the ribbon bar up here at the top, hit Document Settings, and then Units. And then you'll change units to millimeters. Alright, so we're going to scroll down to millimeters and click Apply and Close. Alright, so let's go back and read if we did that right. So we clicked the length drop-down menu and changed to millimeters, and then click the Apply button. Now we're going to click Start 2D Sketch and select the XY plane like always, and then we're going to choose the rectangle tool from the origin and drag upwards to create a rectangle. So let's do that. So we're going to start a 2D sketch, 3D model, start a 2D sketch, click XY plane, and then click on rectangle tool and drag up from there. So there we go. Alright, so the next thing it says to do is dimension your rectangle. Alright, we're going to dimension, it says select the dimension tool on the ribbon bar and dimension the top horizontal line 60 millimeters and dimension the right vertical line 60 millimeters. Let's do that, all three of those. So we're going to click the dimension toolbar, select the top line and drag up. I want that to be 60, and then hit check mark. And now if you'll click the house button, you'll be able to see the whole shape. And let's click the dimension tool again. We're going to click the right side. I want that, drag that down to the middle to make it a little cleaner looking. And we're going to make that 60 also. And so you should see a 60 by 60 rectangle, which makes it a square. Alright, so the next part says, let's look at that. It says right here, let me move this out of the way. Note if your part disappears from the graphics window, to click on the home button and bring it back to view, and then click finish sketch. We didn't do that. Now we're at this point right here. What's up? Yeah, there's a whole bunch over there in that. There's a cup full of them right over there. See if you can dig one out of there. Alright, so it says click finish sketch and then extrude the sketch 60 millimeters. So we're making a big cube is what's happening. So we're going to click finish sketch. That's way over here on the right hand corner. And then we're going to extrude this shape 60 millimeters. I'm not worried about the direction at this point. Alright, so I'm going to click the home button so you can see where we're at. So now you should have a 60 by 60 by 60 cube. Alright, so now we're going to change the view. So let's go down here to the next part. Now there's 6 pages of this, so we got to run through this. If I get shut off, then that's fine. You'll just have to finish it from where you're at. So it says click the View tab and then click on Visual Style, drop down arrow, then choose Wireframe with hidden edges. So let's do that. So you're going to click the View tab up here in the ribbon. Then you're going to click Visual Style and then Wireframe with hidden edges. So let's do that. So View tab, Visual Style, Wireframe with hidden edges. And now it should make it to where you can see the hidden lines behind there in the back. Alright, so now we've changed the view. Now we need to save our part. Well, I'm not worried about saving my part right now, so don't worry about that. We're going to print this at the end. Alright, so let's go turn over to the back page. Round the corners of the part. This is the fillet tool. Now it says be sure that the 3D model tab is clicked, and then choose the fillet command on the ribbon bar. So let's do that. So make sure the 3D model tool is clicked, and then we're going to click the fillet tool on the ribbon bar. So I'm going to pull that down so you can see all the tools there. Alright, so now then you select the edges of the box by clicking on them so that they appear in the fillet dialog box, edge 1, edge 2, edge 3, edge 4. So we're going to select all 4 of these edges just like this, okay? All right, so let's go do that now. So we're going to select the edge here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 edges that we're looking at. So everything should be highlighted on those 4 edges. All right, next. We're going to set the radius to 5 millimeters and click the check mark or press enter. So we're going to set the radius to 5 millimeters, not 2 millimeters in this case. And then we're going to press the check mark, and that's this part right here. So now we've got a rounded edge. That's what a fillet is. It's a rounded edge. All right, so we're going to change the view back to shaded with edges. So that means we go back to View, Visual Style, and then shaded with edges. I like that. All right, so our shape should look on our paper. It should look similar to this. In just a minute, we'll get to that in a minute. Now we're going to go to the next step. So it says hollow out the part shell tool, and then be sure that the 3D model tab is selected and choose shell on the ribbon bar. Click on the top face of the box. It should turn blue, and then enter 5 for millimeter thickness. And now we're going to shell this out, hollow it out is what we're fixing to do. So I'm going to follow these steps. Here we go. Now we're going to click the 3D model. Then we're going to click shell. Shell on the ribbon bar is going to be this right here. If you hold down, let it hold down, it's going to show you what the shell stands for. So I'm going to click that, click the down arrow. Now we're going to click the top face, and I want that to be hollowed out 5 millimeter thickness, and click check mark. So right now what this means is this is 5 millimeters in thickness right there, all the way around. Okay, so we should look like this on our picture. Okay, now flip it over. We're done with the first page. Let's go to the second page now. Second page says extended cut feature. All right. So now it says sketch plane. Okay, extended cut feature, sketch plane. In this exercise, the face of the right-hand side of the part, sketch profile 2D rectangle. So in other words, we're going to sketch a rectangle on the right side. All right, click on the 2D sketch and select the right-hand face of the box. So let's do that. We're going to open a sketch. Start 2D sketch over on the left-hand side. Click the right face, and now I'm going to move the mouse button so I can. Okay, now we're going to put a rectangle on this face. Okay, so I just did that. Now we'll deal with where it's at and how big it's going to be in just a second. So if you click on the 2D sketch, all right, let me put this up so you can see this. So if you click on the 2D sketch and select the right-hand face of the box, I did that. All right, the view of the box will turn. The selected model face is facing you. All right, now we sketched a rectangle. We used the rectangle tool just now. We drew a rectangle in the middle of the right face as shown. So we have a rectangle somewhere in there. All right, now dimension the rectangle. So now we're going to select the dimension tool on the ribbon bar and dimension the rectangle 10 by 10. That's millimeters. So let's go over here and let's go to dimension tool, and we'll go up, make that 10, and then tab, not tab. I can't do 10, tab 10. So that one's going to be 10 also. Okay, and so there's that. Now we'll move the rectangle here in a minute. I'm not doing that at the moment. All right, so now we're going to flip over to the third, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4th page. Okay, dimension tool, dimension the rectangle, the center, right rectangle to the center of the cube. All right, that's the horizontal dimension. All right, hold on just a second. 9 minutes in, so I've got to hurry. So it says dimension the rectangle of the center to the center of the cube, horizontal dimension. Make sure that the dimension toolbar is still pressed. Click on the left vertical line of the square. Click the leftmost vertical edge of the cube. All right, let's do all that. Make sure the dimension toolbar is pressed, and then click the left vertical line of the square and the leftmost vertical edge of the cube. So let's do that. So dimension tool, so leftmost vertical line of the cube and leftmost vertical line of the square. All right, so I pull that down, and I want that to be 22.5 according to the sheet. Okay, so now then if you look over here, it says vertical dimension. Click on the bottom horizontal line of the square, click the bottom horizontal line of the cube, and set the dimension to 30 millimeters. So let's do that. Let's go bottom, bottom, and then bring it over. That should be 30. All right, Now, let's look at the next part. So that's centered up. If you can see that, it's a little more better. Not necessarily centered up, but it's where we need it to be. Now we're going to click Finish Sketch. It's the green check mark in the right-hand corner. And now we're on the next page, which is Cut the Hole and Extrude Tool. All right, so we're at this part right here, Cut the Hole and Extrude Tool. So we're going to be choose the Extrude tool on the ribbon bar, choose the square on the face of the cube, choose the second button to extrude, drop down, cut, and we want to cut through the entire box. It's through the entire box, and so we're going to choose all and click OK. So let's go through all that. So we're going to go to the Extrude tool. I'm going to click on the box, and we're going to. It says on the Extrude tool, there's the second button is right here. That's called Cut. You see how it highlights there? Now I'm going to do through all. So that means I go to. I can't remember. It's been 30 minutes since I've done this. Okay, so I click Extents All, and then click OK. And done. So now we're done with that. We're almost ready to print. Okay, so at this point we need to add color and texture because I want you to make yours different than everybody else's. So go to the Quick Access toolbar. I'm just going to type in gold. I can make mine gold if I want to, and there it is. It's gold-ish. So look, it's different than anybody else's. Print it off by doing File, Print, and then Konica Minolta and OK. Okay, so this right here, I don't know if you can see it, but this is the print off of what I have there. That's what you should have. Put this on your paper, and you'll be good.